Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Bit of a chatty video today. What I thought I'd do is wrap up what I thought of the tournament we've just done and what I've learned from it and what I want to really try and do slightly different. First thing I'm going to say, like the previous tournament, I had great fun doing this. It was nice because I got to try out some pens that I haven't really used for a while. I think that's one of the beauty of these tournaments, especially when you're doing that random draw, so you don't know what you're going to get. In terms of the random draw, I thought it worked well. We got a nice balance of pens. The first tournament, we had a few mismatches, but this time round, the gods were smiling down on us, and we got some quite nice combinations to go through. I do like the idea of doing that draw on the live, so everybody could see what was going on, how I was picking. And if I had to have changed any because of that discrepancy, I mean, we don't want an expensive pen up against a cheap pen, really, do we? That's not fair. Then at least I can explain and talk about it actually on the live. In terms of the videos, most of them I was quite happy with. The one where I wasn't was the heat with the Monteverde Ritma, and that was the ink. So what I need to do in the future is I need to spend a little bit more time thinking about the inks, because the one I started off with, I think it was Australis T, just way too light, hardly able to read it. Once I swapped the ink, I was actually happier with it, so I was happier with it in the following rounds. But yes, certainly the ink was a bit of an issue there in that first one. I'm currently using the same format as a Showdown. You know, I like that format. It seems to flow quite nicely. Only thing is, I aren't using scores with it. Now, is there anything else people would like to see in these videos? You know, is there something else you'd like me to cover? Or something that you think, no, we don't need to see that? Please drop a comment down below. We will come back in a bit and actually talk about the videos. Talking about the scores, would you like to see me include the scores that I would give each pen? Again, I know in the showdowns, that's what I do. I don't put them in these videos because I think giving a score or a ranking, that may in a way affect what people are thinking. So that's something I need to think about. And maybe what I could do is give my scores when we do the wrap up in the following week's live. That might be worth thinking about. Again, drop a comment. I'd love to get people's ideas. The other thing that I've enjoyed doing this time, which I didn't do in the previous one, I used a different paper for each round. So in the heats, I used my normal Oxford Optic paper. Semi-finals, I used the Ayush paper. Then the finals, I used Rhodia. I thought that worked really well. You know, again, we're exploring how the pens work on different materials. So that's why I thought trying different papers really just brought a little bit of an extra dimension. Again, after comments, please let me know. The results. I do them in the following week in the YouTube live. Most of the results weren't a surprise. There was one where I thought it was going to be too close to call, and it ended up being too close to call. I liked the use of the spreadsheet that I used for the results. Hopefully, if I remember, I will pop it up on the screen now. It really made it easy to see what was going on, and being able to see the number of votes for each one was also quite nice. The downside with the YouTube poll, it just shows you the percentage, so I've had to work that out manually. I just did that. I knew how many people had voted. I knew the percent, so it was easy calculation. One thing I want to do is I want to look at image polls on YouTube rather than just the text polls. You know, so I could put a picture of the pen. Again, I need to work out how to do that. It does seem to be possible. It's just I need to sit down and go through the actual, how do I actually do it, the mechanics of it. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. Would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. So to wrap up, really, I enjoy doing these. I had great fun. I'm starting to plan for another one in July. But I'm thinking about doing something quite different. And this is where, again, I'd like your input. In this tournament and the previous one, we had 2 pens in each heat. What I'm thinking of is actually increasing that to have £3. Because I think with 2, it's a 50-50 choice between which one you vote for. I think adding that third one might just add that little bit extra. Now, the downside of this, it means each heat is £3, and that means to have £3 in the semi-finals, I need to do 3 heats per semi-final. And again, to have £3 in the final, I need to do 3 semi-finals. So they're not they'll be tri-finals or something like that. That means that the number of videos, instead of being 7, which is what it was this time round, would grow to 13. So that's nearly 3 months worth of videos. Now, I don't mind that, but again, this is where I'd love to get your feedback. Do you think that's too long? You know, some people might think it's too long, but some people might, like me, think, well, yeah, that's actually livable because we're seeing more pens and we've got more choice, a bit more competition. If I do go down this route of having 3 pens, what I also need to do is adjust the format of the video because I don't want them to be long. So what things, if we go down this 3 pen route, what things would you definitely like to see in there? What things would you like me to drop? I mean, it might be, you know, I spend quite a bit of the end talking about my thoughts. Maybe that's something you can say, look, Gary, just give, you know, a 3-sentence summary of each pen or something like that. You know, just some ideas. So please, again, drop it down below. Love to get comments. The other thing which I did think about, and not so much in this tournament, but in previous videos where I've been doing showdowns, people have said, Gary, can't you use the same ink? I have thought about that, and my gut reaction is no. If I was going to be using the same ink in every pen, and if we go down for this 3 pen route, that's 13 weeks using what? 3, 6, 9, 18, 27 starting pens with the same ink in it. I will tell you this, I will get bored stiff with that ink. That's why I like the idea of using different inks. Now, maybe as a compromise, we could use the same ink for each heat, but then change it for each individual heat. So heat 1 would have, you know, maybe Pilot Iroshizuku Momiji, just for the sake of argument. Heat 2 might be Diamine Tobacco Sunburst. Just a thought. Again, drop your thoughts down below. Now, doing this, obviously, that means if we go down that route, the heats would have their own inks, but they would still flow on to the next one. So by the time we get into the semi-final, we'll be using different coloured inks again. So that's why, again, I'm partly against it, but yeah, just still thinking about it. So they're my thoughts on how this tournament went. I say I really enjoyed it. I've asked a number of times, drop a comment down below. Love your comments, love your thoughts. How do you think I can improve it? How do you think I can change it? You know, what changes would you like to see? I'd love to get those. So, and I keep saying, drop your comments down below. If you've enjoyed this shortish video, this little chatty video, please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.